Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber or viewer, thank you so much for tuning again. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to make this puffed cap sleeve. I'll be showing you two methods. I'll be using a pattern method, and I'll also be showing you how to do it on your fabric. That means free-handedly on the fabric. So if you don't want to cut the pattern, if you don't want to go through the stress of cutting pattern then transferring to your fabric, so if you don't want to use a pattern, I will also show you how you can cut this directly on your fabric. Now if this is something that you're interested in, make sure that you watch till the end. Now before I go into today's video, if you have not watched my video on how I made this funnel corset, then you're missing out. I showed the possible best method on how to achieve this, so make sure that you watch till the end. Link to this video will be on my comment section. Let's dive into today's video. So yeah, I've gone ahead to fold my pattern paper into two, and I've marked my starting line. I'll just cut out a normal short sleeve, which is about 5 inches. Now this is an opportunity for you to learn how to cut a sleeve. For you to cut your sleeve, you need your biceps, and for you to determine your biceps, for 38 inches bust of 38 inches, you can use 3.7 inches to 4 inches. If your bust is around 40 inches, you can use 4 to 4.5 inches for your biceps. So the length of this short sleeve is just 5 inches. My biceps will be 3.75 inches. So I'll just go ahead to mark that with my pencil. Then for my arm circumference is 6 inches plus my sewing allowance 1.5 inches or 1/4 inch. All right, I'll just take that measurement at this edge, and then I'll go ahead to make my sleeve curve or my arm curve. Now I'm drawing this like a half triangle so as to determine how to make your curve. This is beginner friendly tutorial, so if you don't know how to make a sleeve, this is how to make your sleeve. All right, on this part you go in by about half inches upward, and then you come down by a 1/4 inch. Okay, so this is how to make a sleeve curve. For the back side and for the front side is a different pattern, but because of what we are making today, you don't need to go through all of that. So you first have your sleeve pattern just like this, and then you cut it out to now create the second pattern for your puff sleeve. So for my puff sleeve, I'll be using length 3.5 inches. You can use whatever inches you want, but make sure that it's going to be around this angle, around your biceps. It should be either on your biceps or above your biceps, okay, because the sleeve is not going to pass through, or the sleeve will not get to your armhole area directly. There will not be any joining. All right, so make sure it's on your biceps or is above your biceps. So when that is done, I'll cut it out, and then I'll mark the center part of my sleeve. Then on the other side, I'll mark 2.5 inches on both sides, just like this. I'll use my ruler to make the lines, then I'll go ahead to cut it. Now I'm cutting it on the up part, not on the arm circumference. All right, I'm cutting it on the up part because we will need to extend it so as to create the pleats. Now on a fresh pattern paper, I'll place my pattern, and then on the center part, all right, make sure that your new pattern paper should have this center part just like this, so as you are going to have the same measurement both on the left and on the right area. And also it should be about 2 or 3 inches above. All right, don't put your pattern on the fresh pattern paper above. Let it have this distance just like this. Afterwards, you are going to open up your pattern just like this. Make sure that you have the same measurement across. Now on the center part of my sleeve, I'll go up by 2.5 inches. This is going to give allowance for the puff. Afterwards, I'm going to connect it like this. Just see how I'm drawing it. Okay, so you can use your pencil to do this, and if you are not okay with the curve, you can clean it and then make it again. So after I'm satisfied with what I've done with my pencil, I'll just go ahead to use my marker so that you can see what I drew clearly. So this is how it should look like. All right, you can see it forming like a moon shape something. So afterwards you go ahead to also mark the down part. Let the curve or the joint come together like this. So when that is done, I will advise that you fold your pattern paper into two just like this, so that you will have the same thing on both the left and the right area. Don't cut out your sleeve just because you have marked it out like this. Put it together. All right, you want to have the same shape on the left side and also on the right side. So here is what we have our pattern. So this is how it's going to look like. Next, let me show you how you can cut it on your free hand. Okay, I'll be using my pattern, but it's the same thing that you are going to do if you are cutting on your fabric directly. So you just cut you fold your fabric into 4, all right, and then you mark the length of your sleeve. All right, you can use like what we used before, use about 3.5 inches, then just give about 2 inches for the puff allowance, because when you pleat, your cup or your fabric will tend to push up. Okay, so you need to give allowance for that. So after that is done, you just go ahead to mark the length or the measurement of your arm circumference. After that is done, on my arm area or on the upper part, I'm going to make this kind of curve. You can see that I about 1 inches or 1.5 inches, I made my curve to slope down low just like this. You can see how it is. So this is how the shape is going to be when you want to make a puff. Even for any regular sleeve, maybe your short sleeve, and you want to make a puff free-handedly, just make your shape to look this way, not like the regular one. You go in about 2 or 1 inches, 1.5 inches, and then you make your slope go downward like this. This creates allowance for the pleats on your puff. So you can cut this directly on your fabric and you are good to go. So you can see how the pleat is. I'll just use my sellotape to secure it. So you can use your gather stitch, you can use your pleat, whatever that you want to do. Okay, those two methods is going to work to form this puff on the shoulder area. For the second pattern, I'll just show you how it looks like. So for this pattern, you can just go ahead to do gather stitch. That means you run 2 stitches on your fabric and then you can draw the thread. This is going to now form the gathers. So that is how you can achieve this sleeve. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye for now.